Alright guys, so we're moving on to the third trick I'm going to be teaching, which is called the Sonic. If we go back to our DE dust chart that I mentioned before, you'll see that it is one of the fundamentals in pen swinging right here at the top. If you don't know what this is, I have a link in the description below. You'll be able to look at it yourself and print it out. It's a very handy tool for beginners and for intermediates in learning the tricks and what order that you should learn them. So the Sonic, which is a fundamental, consists of two parts to it. There's the launch of the pen, and then there is a movement of the two fingers that you're going to be doing it in. The reason I say two fingers is because you could do it in multiple spots. You could do it in finger slots 2, 3, or you could do it in finger slots 3, 4. If you don't know what I mean by finger slots 2, 3, 3, 4, go back to one of the previous videos. I describe what that means by finger slots. It's kind of an important thing you need to know if you want to actually get serious about pen spinning. It teaches you how where a pen is on a person's hand and where it's going. So it's very useful in communicating in pen spinning. Alright, so back to the trick. Your posture, I'm going to be teaching you in finger slots 2, 3, mostly because that's the easier one to do it. I can barely do it in finger slots 3, 4. That's another time. The Sonic looks like this. However, when you get better, you're going to want to learn how to do the Sonic like that. The only difference is that I don't use the thumb flap, which you're going to want to learn how to do, because it's going to be a lot easier for you because your hand isn't quite used to it. So, the posture of your fingers, put the end of your pen in fingers on the thumb flap, and then put the rest of the pen between finger slots 2, 3, just like so. You don't want to have it to where it's like that. That makes it really difficult. Just have it to where, just have your hand kind of stretched out like this, and then put it just like that, where the end can easily just skim along this thumb flap. The reason being is because you're going to need to apply pressure to that thumb flap in order to get this pen trick to start moving. So, in order to do this trick, you're going to want to do a kind of a scissoring motion. Basically what I mean is you're going to want to take your middle finger and push it down, and then you're going to take your ring finger and push it up, so it's like that, kind of. I don't really move my ring finger much, but it's like that. You're going to want to do that motion. What that does is, when you do this motion, this end of the pencil will go down, this end of the pen will go up. Therefore, you'll notice how if you keep it on your thumb flap, it kind of applies pressure, and when you do it hard enough, it will actually get out of the thumb flap and start swinging. And when you do that, it starts swinging in this motion, but you want to make sure you keep holding on to the pen. So you're going to do this motion right there. That itself might be hard, but if you practice enough, it'll become relatively easy. It will eventually come to you. So that's the first part of the trick. You need to learn how to get the pen to kind of swing in this motion. And then once you do that, you can learn the second part of this trick. It's easier to learn pen tricks if you do it by parts. So this one has two parts, which is this, and then the second part, which is that, where you would move your middle finger and your index finger in a way where it looks like that. Basically what happens is you do the scissor motion, like I said before. The pen starts swinging because of the pressure you apply, but then when it gets to about here, you want to bring your index finger closer to your ring finger while bringing your middle finger away. So it goes like that. It catches on, the pen catches on to the two fingers. It'll swing in a kind of cone shape, and it'll kind of go like that. But it doesn't go like this in the middle. That's an entirely different trick. Basically, it goes like this, circles around, and ends. That's all it does. So, I'm sorry if my hand was in the way. So it looks like that. I'll put it extremely slow-mo at the end, that way it's a lot clearer as to what exactly my hands are doing. So you're just going to want to practice of how to move your fingers kind of from here to here. You're going to have to practice that because that's what you have to do in order to do the sonic. Remember, the pen goes in a kind of cone shape because it starts here, does a circle like that, and it's kind of like a cone. If you think about like the vertice as being like this part that's being swung on. So yeah, geometry. Anyways, be sure to make here's some tricks. I pretty much taught you the sonic. Now here's some tricks in order to actually solidify what I taught you. Be sure to move your middle finger out of the way. If you don't get it out of the way, that's an issue. I don't know what will happen, like I could kind of imagine it, but just move your middle finger out of the way. That's like your number one thing you have to do. Secondly, you need to make sure you move your index finger closer. I've seen people before that tried to do this. It doesn't work. You need to move your index finger closer to your ring finger in order for this to work. You don't necessarily have to have it touch, but you just need to at least get it to where the pen can't really get through unless you apply extra force to it. So just enough to where it touches both fingers, and voila, you're really good. Okay, some other things on this trick. When you're applying pressure, don't overdo it. That's basically the number one thing. Don't overdo it and don't underdo it. I think that's a word. So basically what I mean is you want to do it just right. It's not like a tiny gap of pressure that you need to put. It's basically just don't put so much to where the pen goes flying out of your hand, or don't do so little that the pen doesn't really swing around your hand. Also another thing, when you're swinging it, you're going to want to swing it between kind of the end, kind of like these two joints on your fingers right here. You're going to want to have the pen there, and that's where it's going to be swinging. You don't want to try and do the sonic when it's right here, otherwise it makes it really difficult to kind of do it, because then like if your hand isn't quite used to your index finger moving closer to your ring finger, then obviously if you notice, however close I get, I'll have to actually get my index finger closer for the bottom of the finger than the top. So just know that it's best if you have it right next to these two joints here. Other than that, that's about it. You just need to practice a ton. Some extra things that you could just to know. Like I said before, you're going to want to once you learn how to do the sonic really well, you're going to want to learn how to do the sonic without using the thumb flap, because if you're in the middle of a combo, you do not want to have your you don't want to have to set up for the sonic, otherwise that ruins the combo. So you're going to want to learn how you kind of swing like this in order to do the sonic instead, where you don't use the thumb flap. And then once again, you can learn the trick between slots 3 and 4 in order to completely master the sonic. That way, it's just something extra that you might want to know ahead of time. And then if you do one after the other, where you do a sonic here, and then you do a sonic here, that's called sonic rise, but you can't pause in between. You gotta keep the momentum going, which looks like that. So that's just some more info on the sonic. Other than that, takes practice. You just gonna have to keep at it.